Hello, hello everybody. Welcome. I'm Steve from Mac84 and welcome to another live stream. I only turned on the microphone 2 seconds before going live and I have to adjust the picture because I am as white as a ghost. So let's see if we could fix this temporarily. That's maybe a little bit better. I only look a bit like a crazy Doc Brown and that's what I'm trying to aim for. How's everyone doing? Oh, goodness. Yes, I made good on my threat or promise. So, who do we have here? We have to change the chat thingamajig so I can see everybody. We have Jay from the House of Muff. We have Dave. We have Carthor, Sedmac. Jeff is here. Jack68K. Let's see. Dave's into Japple Tech. We have Eric from Eric's Edge. Ron from Ron's Computer Videos. I know that, Ron, but I took a nap while Bruce was repairing that 500 series board, so I'm fine. We also have Charlie, we have Joe, we have Eric from Eric's Edge, Calmoo, interesting name. Oh, no worries. Hey, Alec. Let's see, who else is here? Bruce of Breakers Creations, good luck with sending that board back, Bruce. You have to do it as soon as possible because the longer you wait, it's just going to develop more problems. It's just the nature of the beast. Jerome is here. We have Last Carbon, and we have Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack, and FTL Baby. How about that? First time lurker. Excellent, excellent. Hope everyone is doing well. We have a part 2 on our hands today. First, just want to get some housekeeping things out of the way. My goodness, there's a lot of fur on this. I mean, I live with a bunch of bunnies, so what do you expect? I do this for fun. I'm not a professional or anything like that, but what are you going to do? Gregory's here, and Retro Techie, and Apple's Anonymous. A pretty good turnout for a Saturday, huh? It is Saturday night here. It's about 11:19 p.m. Got about 23 of you folks hanging around. Thank you very much. And let's turn those lights on. Where's my telephone? There it is. Let's turn those studio lights on. Make it feel a little bit fancy here, huh? Maybe. So how many of you were watching Bruce's stream just a few minutes ago? It's a good stream. I don't know any of those games, Jerome. But it's your first time here, so I'll go easy on you. I am an old, crotchety man. Get off my lawn. So those games sound familiar. I've heard of them before, but I have not played any of them, if that helps answer your question. Retro Techie was on the Naboo chat talking to himself in the Naboo network. The Nabooverse. Alright, so let's give you guys a recap of what happened last time. Previously on Mac84. So this is a board that Ben sent me. It's an SE30, just like the one Bruce is working on. And similar to the one Bruce is working on, is not happy. So this gave me a CMAC error when using the original ROM sim that's installed. But if I put in my Big Mess of Wires ROM sim, it works. Kind of. It freezes. There's a connection that's not being made somewhere, and it's our job to figure out where that connection is. And so this stream might be a bit boring. We're just going to be poking around things with the multimeter, looking at a schematic, and trying to figure out what is not connecting what. I've done this a few times before, and every single time I look at a schematic, I go, how? And then I slowly remember things because brain work bad. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Too much beige crap. Well, Jay, if you don't like his streams, I don't know what to tell you here. There's just a lot of beige to go around. Like, a lot of it. So, yeah, you might just want to be careful. My goodness. You didn't miss much. We just started. The previous one, essentially, we were tinkering around with this and didn't really get anywhere. So, we're going to continue with that today, hopefully. 4AM's here. Hello, hello. I know there's a floor. There's a floor. Let me just pan slowly around. Slowly. Because we got some friends here you couldn't have seen before because of all the crap in the way. Our Quadra 800 there. We have our Molar Mac there, which is obscured by a light. IBM 50Z. We have a Vectra Pentium down there, some horrible Packard Bell garbage. Over there we have Quadra 950. We have a beautiful color dot matrix printer. We have two 6100s. We have a 6100 DOS compatible power computing machine, 8600, a power strip, and a screen to drive that all there. We have an Xserve RAID up there, which is off because power bill. There's an Apple Lisa 210 there, a bunch of color classics on the bottom, a Next system, and a bunch of other stuffs. So yeah, it's cleanish for now. So fingers crossed it stays clean. Because yeah, and a fridge. The fridge is off. Otherwise, it would counterbalance the Xserve rather. Oh goodness, thank you, Dave. Yeah, I will say that the cleaning was inspired by people coming over. So I can't tell you more until I get clearance to do so. But I had to put on a good image that I was really postponing that for a long time, and I can't tell you because I lost count how many things were just cardboard boxes with cardboard boxes with cardboard boxes filled with bubble wrap. Just garbage. So, yeah. Anyway, my back hurts still. I see printers. Of course you do, Eric. We have some lovely printers. They're workhorse printers. We have the ImageWriter LQ, which is a freaking mammoth of a printer. We have the ImageWriter 2 there. Then we have, I believe it's a Star. It's not a Star Max. I think it's just a Star, whatever it is. It's a lovely color dot matrix printer that Chris Letterman of Retrotech Chris donated to the channel. I'm very happy to have that. Where's the cube room? It's in your brain. That's where it is. I'm going to do that, Christopher. I'm going to do that. Oh, there's plenty of Performas. Yeah, back there. Let's see if you could spot it. I have to lift the camera up just ever so slightly. And we go the opposite direction. Where's my hand? Yeah, there's the next cube is back there, and then there's a Performa 550, and there's some Macs on the top. But those are on the desks behind the desks. We have deskception, so many desks, and of course there's a SE, Macintosh SE behind me, which we'll be tinkering with today. That'll be our testing unit. So that's what we'll be doing today. We'll be looking at this SE30. Let's get the microscope up and running, and we'll try and do something boring before Bruce comes. Because Bruce is going out shopping or something like that. So we have to keep him entertained when he comes back. Mr. Cool Crab, that is right. That sticker is from Clint of LGR when I visited his booth at VCF Midwest. We also have plenty of other stickers, including Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, 1-Bit Fever Dreams, Taylor and Amy Show, one from the Computer Clan, a Blue Scuzzy one, Action Retro, Ron's Computer Videos, This Does Not Compute, Joe's Computer Museum. The list goes on and on. We have some lovely stickers from Drake, etc. So, stickers everywhere. If I have a logic probe, I would use that while poking around. I have to get something that resembles an oscilloscope. I would then have to learn how to use an oscilloscope. I have one apparently that is only meant for analog things like CRTs and power supplies, and that just I turned it on, it kind of works, and I just put it back in the garage. But yeah, so let's do this here. Yes, I've been very busy, and so yeah, watch the video of you rescuing the G3 Molemac from the e-waste pile like 4 times. I did too while editing it. I probably watched that a billion times. So there you go. Do you place the stickers on your car's rear bumper and such? I think I have like a Blue Scuzzy sticker on there. Oh no, now you can identify my piece of crap old car. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. All right, so I'm gonna get to work here. Otherwise, it's just gonna be yammering on for like 5 hours. I mean, I know you're all fine with that, but I want to actually try and get something done. And I will be on the Retro Maccast next morning. It's almost this morning. I got roped into it again. So, no, it's a good show. It's just very early. It's at 9 a.m. But I took a little snooze while watching Bruce's repair. And then I woke up when he mentioned my name a bunch of times. So, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And I believe Ron from Ron's Computer Videos will also be on the Retro Maccast. There's 2 of us being guests for some reason. I will perform him whatever. Okay, so first off, check pin 21 on the SCSI chip's connection to the SVIM chip. So let me bring up the schematic. Yeah, that MDD was fun. That MDD is currently right there. You can't see it, but it's over there. And it's, it works. It doesn't look pretty, but it works. I got so many comments of people saying, oh, if you buy the panel, it'll make it look prettier and this and that. And it's like, I have one that's mint. Like, basically new in the box. I don't need two of them like that. I mean, I understand. I have that itch to make it perfect, but the problem is, if I do every single Mac and try and make it like pristine and perfect, I have no time for anything else. So, but that's just, you know, I understand. I understand the sickness. I have that sickness too, but I have to set a limit for myself where it's just I'm never going to be satisfied with that. And that's why there was such a originally there was such delay in my original videos, because I was like, oh no, they have to be perfect, and I'm like, eh. All right, so I have to find these redrawn schematic where it just came up on the thing. I'm probably spelling my search result incorrectly. Oh yeah, that's going to be an important document to look at. Sorry, just catching up with the chat. 6 a.m. for you. Yeah, I'm not saying I have it better than you, Dave. I certainly don't. But you have to wake up much earlier. Okay, cool. So I have the schematic here. And I did an OCR on it, which is so great. So I can just search for things, which is fantastic. Because of that video, I want to get a logic board from MD and put into a carved up Dell case. Well, see, the thing is, and I've told people about this on a Reddit post recently. People love to get like a Mac case and they'll gut it and put PC parts in it. And sometimes vice versa. The problem is the way those expansion slots are in the Mac, on the Mac, Power Mac G4 or G3 or any of the Power Mac machines, they don't line up to a PC. I don't care what size logic board or motherboard that you're shoving in that thing, it's probably not going to line up. And you're going to run into issues. So unless you're like just putting a Mac Mini in there, super gluing it to the side and going, you're probably going to run into issues. So I would suggest that before anybody spends any time and money on that, they just take some measurements and go, oh. Because I had someone locally a few years ago, there was a listing for parts. And I think what happened is, yeah, they had iMac G4 that I bought from them. And while they were talking to me about this iMac G4, they said, oh yeah, I have a Power Mac and a Power Mac G3, and I'm gutting them, and me and my girlfriend are gonna put gaming PCs in there. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't. And I explained very kindly why, hey, you know, I thought that was cool before, but, you know, it turns out it's a pain and nothing fits. And, you know, he's like, oh no, I saw a video about it, I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, okay. A few weeks later, he posted another listing for sale. And it was cases for a G3 and a G4. So I bit, and I said, I will buy those cases. But what happened to the innards? Oh, well, while we were dismantling them, a big chunk of the board came off because we didn't undo a screw. And we just threw all the pieces out. They threw away graphics cards, they threw away processors, and they threw away logic boards. Yeah. So if I have a bit of a chip on my shoulder for people who just toss stuff out for no reason. Yeah, not exactly the happiest moment I've had. It's just like, I told you no, and you did it anyway, and now you're telling me about it. I mean, if you're going to do something stupid, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me. SE30 crazy this week. I just got myself one that needs repair. Took the buy the cheapest SE30 on eBay challenge. Oh goodness. Well, good luck there, Gutbone. Macintosh TV is not a bad system. Sorry, I missed the comment from Boeing there. Let's scroll up. Scrolly. I think that I have 12 Macintosh TVs. All of them are mint condition. Are you serious? That's pretty neat. What about the keyboards and mice? Oh, gosh. Oh, you could destroy PC. You can do whatever you want with it. All right, so let's get down to what we're looking at here. So I want to take a look at the SCSI chip connecting to, oopsies, that's what happens when the board's on the edge of the table there. I want to take a look at the SCSI chip connecting to the SWIM chip. And so I'm bringing up the schematics here. Your aluminum unibody MacBook die. Well, go to tinkerdifferent.com, T-A-N-K-E-R, different.com, tinkerdifferent.com. There's a bunch of crazy retro enthusiasts just like me who probably can figure out how to fix the darn thing. And you know what? Those 2008 models, plenty of parts available on eBay. You can fix it. It's a challenge. Do it up. All right, so let's take a look at this. We have to find out what they labeled the SWIM chip here first on this system, on this schematic rather. So it's the UJ11, so UJ11. Just makes it so much easier if you could search this darn thing. Okay, so we have UJ11, that's the SWIM chip here. And I'm gonna go ahead and look for the SCSI chip, which is UI12. Okay, so UI12. And it's interesting because that's not listed anywhere in the OCR for this. So let's see if we could find it if they mention it elsewhere. Or maybe the OCR just didn't pick it up, which is very possible. Very possible. Yep, UI12 right there, and it just did not pick it up. That's okay. We will figure that out. Okay, so it actually does show, let's see, 21 goes to, let me just zoom in here because my eyes are old. So pin 21 on UI12, which is the SCSI controller chip. I believe so. Yeah, and that should go to this little SWIM chip here. So pin 21 from that goes to D30, and that should go to pin 15 on the SWIM chip. So let's figure that out. Hey, MagFX, how's it going? Thank you very much for the super chat. Eep, greatly appreciate it. Joe of Joe's Computer Museum. Joe, good evening. How you doing? Just catching up with the chat. Been busy hacking the heck out of Mac Plus has saved me. Oh, God. I'm saying a prayer for you, Joe. Trying to decide which OS to stick on my dad's MacBook Pro mid-2010 with a defective NVIDIA 33M. Probably OS 10. I think there's those soft mods or whatever. I'm not an expert, but there's some way to just use the Intel graphics, and if you're doing that already, OS 10 should be all right. Let's see. Red Rooster, hello. Long time no see. The SWIM chip will float, hopefully. Kind of wish PC case manufacturers were clean-looking alternative. Yeah. Action Retro tinkering with a Soul 20. That was a fascinating system. Yes, Sean of Action Retro does amazing stuff, and that system is pretty darn cool. I do want to see what he does with it next, so I'm very excited. He might bring that to VCF Midwest, so that'll be, sorry, VCF East. VCF East, he might bring it to. Midwest is a bit of a trip. But VCF East is in April, vcfed.org. Again, vcfed.org is the website. Learn more about that. It's in Wall, New Jersey, about 30-40 minutes south of me. And it's a fun time. I'll be there, geeking about. I'll bring some cool stuff, too. All right, so here's the part where Steven does math, and it's very dangerous. So do not do math like I do math. So the little divot on the top of the chip here and the little white dot on the board, if my camera was not tilted. There we go. I believe I am going to Midwest. Nobody told me anything was open about it. Like if the room block was open or if there's a link or whatever. So I'll have to figure that out. Hopefully. Hopefully. But yes, I'm planning on it. It's like my little birthday gift to myself because my birthday's in September. So. All right, so this is pin 1. So we're going to go to, on the SCSI chip, this is pin 21 we need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 here is right there above this little guy. So I'm going to hold my probe there. And now we need to go ahead and go to the swim chip. And the swim chip is located right next to it, I believe. That's UJ11. Oh, wrong chip. Sorry, I'm an idiot. The SCSI chip is this one, but we have to do the same counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 is right there. And now the swim chip is right next to it, and that is pin 15. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, off 14, off 15. And if we do this, we have no continuity. No continuity, but it's supposed to be connected. So that's problematic, I would say. Let's see if we could... No, we can't follow the trace because of the way this chip is designed. Okay, so I was expecting it to beep. I was thinking, you know, maybe we'd get something, but apparently we're not. Let's see if we could follow this trace here. It goes under there, comes up here. Let's see if it's actually going there. Is this multimeter on? Yeah, all right, so down. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's just be sure here. Up. Yeah, I mean, that should be there. And it is not making the beep 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 beep. Oof. All right. Okay. So. Okay. That's weird. I am Italian, and my ancestors are yelling at me now, but I make the silly voices because that's what I do. They're not good voices. They're just silly voices. Let's take a look at this chip at an angle. I'm just curious to see what's going on here. So I'm going to tilt the microscope. Whee! And we're going to get a good look at the side of this chip because, oh, that's crusty. That's Krusty the Clown, kids! Yeah, this is, it's probably not coming through correctly on the microscope. But that solder is just garbage. And I'm pretty sure that pin is broken and not, like, that is lifted quite a bit. Wow, that's bad. Ugh. It's not terrible. I've seen worse, but there's just so much crud around that. Very crunchy. Now, the question is, do I be lazy and not take off the chip? Or do I take off the chip? I'm going to just try reflowing it first. But I'm also curious. Where's the SCSI chip here? I'm also curious that section of the SCSI chip too, because these are all bicapacitors, which is what we love. We love capacitors here. We love crunchy capacitors. As I try and find my focus. I'm sorry for making you dizzy. So the SCSI chip, I mean, it's got the same type of deal going on. Not the best. So let's just try and reflow them a little bit. Bruce wants me to take off the chip. Bruce isn't doing this, so he's going to just yell silly things because he's a silly, silly man, and I love him. But I'm going to just try and just poke around a little bit first. Now he's being more forceful. I wish I had one of those hot air things that just made it easy to take off the chip. Fine, we'll take off the damn chip, Bruce. All right, so we're going to get our hot air station here. Let me move the camera out of my teeth. Get this down over here. Oops. And if this breaks, it's all Bruce's fault, which he will gladly accept. And then he'll fix it for me. See, Christopher's like, jumper wire first. Ooh, wait, I could do a YouTube poll, right? They give me that option. Let's see. I can't do a poll. What the hell, YouTube? Oh yeah, here we go. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. jumper wire or remove the chip first. There you go. There's a poll in the YouTube chat. Don't ask me how you participate. It should be there. If it's not, oops. Look how engaging I am. Oh, boy. And the crowd is going wild. I did get a bunch of replacement MUX chips as well, because the way this thing was acting, it was coming up with memory errors too. So that's not just the only connection that is missing. Hello, what in the question mark, exclamation mark, question mark. Hey Steve, wanted to say thank you. Your channel inspired me to start recapping my own systems. I've successfully recapped 6 of my own systems so far. Been having a great time. What the heck? Excellent. First off, it's the first super chat from you. That's YouTube telling me that. I didn't figure that out by myself. But thank you so much for the super chat. Eep, greatly appreciate the very kind words. I'm so happy that I've inspired you. So many people have inspired me to do the same thing. Let us know what systems you fixed up. That's exciting. That's really exciting. So thank you so much. What in the... I always have to end that with a... Oh gosh, the poll is going wild. We have 60% say jumper first. 40% say remove the chip first. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Let's see. Everyone voted jumper. That clicked the wrong button. It's 52 to 48. Oh God, this is tense. Oh. My goodness. All right, so let's see what the chat... It's 50-50. The poll is 50-50. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just run the one jumper wire first, and then we'll remove the chips. All right? Does that make everyone happy? No? Perfect. It's a compromise. That way no one's happy. So I'm laughing at my own jokes because I'm an idiot. Okay, so let's get out the jumper wire. Quick, somebody else vote before I hit end. This is the wrong jumper wire. I want the thicker variety, which is over here. Perfecto. Perfect. 50-50. End poll. He doctored the results. It's rigged. Damn right it's rigged. Oh, thank you very much, Nerds McGee, for the big super chat. Thank you very much. Yep. So to make life easier and Bruce happy, buy the 858D rework station. Well, I have, what is this guy? This is a 862D. So it's very similar, but those funds will go towards the little hose attachment dongle thingamajigs that go here. That will be very helpful because I just have this guy here, and that's probably not the best for these chips, but I get by. But thank you so much. That will definitely go towards that fund. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much again for the super chat, Nerds McKee. Eep. What in the says I've done a classic to an SE30, color classic, LC550, and an LC575. What? That's like all of them. I'm going to send everybody's work to you now. Enjoy. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the 862, I have no problems with it. I think, was it Louis Rossman or one of those fancy people recommended it, and I found it at a very good price on eBay. All I can gather is Undertale is a game, but then again, I am either 30 or 40 years old, and I don't have time for understanding things. Okay, so let's burn off the tip of this enameled wire, which is probably not going to do much for us because this thing has a slew of issues. But yeah, I think this this station is great. I haven't used all the features of it, but from what I've used, I've been well. I mean, it blows hot air. I mean, so there's not too many features to use of it. What am I talking about? I don't know. It's almost midnight. Brain hurt. I'm turning into zombie Steve. Okay, so we're just gonna go give that some fluxaroonie over there, and then we're gonna get our friend solderaroonie here. I'm half awake, Jay. Just keep your kvetching to a minimum, please. Thank you. And we're just going to go, and oh yeah, that solder is just crusty and terrible. Oh God, this sucks. Oh, that smells awful. So we're going to actually have to clean this up a little bit because of how awful this is. My microscope is never focused. I will try, but see what I see perfectly, the camera does not. So it's a continual battle of me adjusting the camera, and then it's like doing this glare thing because I have to clean it, and I have to clean it. I was looking at Bruce's microscope going, what is so clean? And of course I had a fancy guest over and I'm trying to show them things and everything is blurry. Oh gosh, there's so much crud under here. There's just so much of it. Yeah, we are definitely taking this chip off. Do not worry. There's no way that's staying on. Oh, God, that's terrible. All right. I know, Joe, but I do that and then I forget. And then my big fat face hits into the eyepieces and I lose the focus. These are Steve problems. All right, let's see. Yes, that's, if I'm reading this schematic correctly. Yeah, that's 15. Wait, what? Wait, who? What? Yeah. No? Yeah. Okay, 15. And then this one was 21. I'm sure there are more missing, but, one thing at a time. Late night stream, it's a Saturday, don't have work tomorrow. But I gotta wake up early for the RetroMac cast. And I'm gonna be groggy and Ron's gonna be I told you so. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Alright. Again, the camera rotated. Whee! Yes, please smash the likey button of likeness if you feel like it. If not, just put it a non-number of times. It's fine. I hate coming in from this angle because the little power connector deal is plastic and is right by the iron. And look, there's a nice solder ball there. And now we probably have multiple solder balls because we really should remove these damn chips. My goodness, is that crummy. Yeah, this whole chip just... You know what? We're going to take the whole damn chip off because this is all crap. It's all crust. In Bruce we trust. We're taking the damn chip off. See, it was 50-50, so I was able to just switch my decision right in the middle of it. So we have 2 chips to remove. We're going to do the more pain in the butt one first, the scuzzy one. So I'm going to put a boatload of Captain Tape around the areas here because there's plastic abound. Yeah, so we're just going to rip these chips off and clean them because, my goodness, are they in awful shape. And that's what happens when capacitors leak. Great stuff happens. Great stuff. All right, so we're going to do the SCSI chip first. And Bruce, we crust. I love it. Shut up, you multimeter. Just gonna point this up so I get a better view of it here. And of course, it's right next to one of those little reseatable fuses that I think I've destroyed once before. So we're gonna put some extra tape there. Make sure I don't do that again. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Alrighty, now, he's Captain Tape. So this is going to be interesting because there's no way for you, oh wait, I have the camera above me. I'm dumb. Let me turn this on. Switch, go. Power on now. Alright, so I can't do this under the microscope because of how the thing go. Let me put my microphone in my pocket because I was too fat and I broke the clip. So I'm going to use the above cam here. Let's try and make that zoom now. It would help if I switch the scene. Hold on, please. Above cam, so I can see what I'm pointing at. All right, so let's zoom in here. That should be good. Joe is full of bad dad jokes, but that's his MO, man. So you got to do it. All right. So I have a nice top view here of the board. I'm going to turn on the 862D rework station, which I will now be able to afford new little tips for, thanks to our good friend who is doing the super chats for Nerds McGee. Thank you very much. All right, so let that turn on. For some reason, it just like, I turned on the power switch and it just sits there for like a moment. I wonder if there's a loose cable or something in the back. There it goes. That's a little concerning that when I push the cable it works, but we'll deal with that later, maybe. Okay, so we have a bunch of flux around this chip. This is the UI12 chip. It's this SCSI chip, and we're gonna reflow it and remove that chip from the board. I'm going to mute the microphone because it's going to be very loud, and you are not going to be happy. Okay, so let's do that. I'm unmuting just to tell Jay he's a dum-dum. Okay. The sound will go back to a normal volume soon. And I bet this chip is going to be covered in crap. It's very hot, so I'm not going to touch it in a moment. Yes, TNV Gaming. Where are you located in the world? I did not see if you replied into the comment yet. I'm on the East Coast of the United States, and I do know somebody who does CRT repairs in this general area. But that's really the only person I know. However, there's a great network of people on tinkerdifferent.com. T-A-N-K-E-R different.com. That is tinkerdifferent.com. So if you are not located where that specialist is located, I'm sure somebody can help you out there and put you in touch with somebody. All right, so let's move the microscope over here so we can take a look. First, we'll look at where the chip was, and then we will look at the chip itself. So, oh yeah, this is great. We have so many little solder balls just because that's how crusty this was before. These don't look too bad. These look terrible. There's just a lot going on here. So we'll have to clean all of this up. All of it. So I need my little solder wick here, which I'm running low on due to a previous project I'm not at liberty to disclose at this moment in time. Really fun though. I cannot wait to share it, but I gotta. Them's the rules. Them's the rules. All right, so I'm just have my iron here. I'm just gonna be cleaning this up just a little bit. Oh, just smell this. You'd be like, ew, but all right, that looks a little bit better. Yeah, it is pretty crusty here. And again, I apologize for the bloom, the you know, shininess of the microscope. That is my fault. I did not clean this thing properly, so I have to do that. Let me clip off some of this old solder wick here. So we can continue with this. In California, but honestly, I'm willing to ship this. I wouldn't ship that. I wouldn't ship it. However, California, I'm sure there's somebody there on Tinker Different or an equivalent place that can be like, hey, I know this guy that does CRT fixing. I would strongly suggest you go to tinkerdifferent.com and make a post. I am sure somebody can put you in touch with somebody who's smart. I wish I knew somebody in that area. I do not. However, I know people who know people who know people, and most of those people hang out at tinkerdifferent.com. So I would strongly suggest you reach out to there. Do not e-waste that thing. I know that's what you said in your comment. I don't know if you just did that to get attention. Please don't. I mean, it got my attention. But please don't. Somebody could fix that thing. Even if it's not you, somebody could fix that. Don't let it go to e-waste. Or if it does, just don't tell me. I always seem to find out about these e-waste things like years after. Oh yeah, I had this Mint Director's Edition, you know, Macintosh imported from Australia, and the logic board didn't work, so I just threw out the whole thing. You know? I mean, look, we've all thrown out stupid things. We've all given away things we regret. Even me. Oh, that pin's crusty. But, yeah. Yeah. Jerome, we have no idea what game you're talking about. We know the title, but that's it. We are not of the age where we know. Oh yeah, that's just fun. Oh, that's really nice and crusty. That's crusty too. That's crusty as well. So we have a whole family of crust here. Crunchy, crusty deliciousness. At least it looks like all of these traces under here look seemingly okay. We're going to clean the hell out of this, but enjoy your game. Don't let us stop you. Hey, Keith, how's it going? Oh, that looks nice. Look how nice that looks now. I mean, we still got to do some work. Looks a lot nicer than it did before. Yeah, no worries. I am so glad that you will give it a shot. Even if there's not somebody on Tinker Different who could help, I'm sure they will point you in the right direction. But yes, good luck with that. I am crossing my fingers for you and my tweezers. My disgusting, dirty old tweezers. So what I'm going to do is get out the multimeter, and we're going to make sure each one of these points has continuity where it's supposed to. It's satisfying watching me work. Well, thank you so much. I get the same satisfaction watching other people. So I'm glad I could provide that same excitement. All right. Good. Oh, where the hell is this going? I love this. No, I don't. Up, down, all the way there. Oh, thank goodness. All right. Ooh, boop. Thank goodness. And this one goes to the SCSI. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to trace these out, I guess. I mean, come on, Steven. What are you afraid of? A lot of things. I'm just going to shove this down this. And we hear a beep. Good enough for me. Next. Yep, good enough. All right, then this one, same thing. Great. All right, so now we're down to this guy here. Oh, great. Yeah, I mean, look, this stuff isn't getting any younger, so it's like you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you're going to pick up machines that are in great shape and that work right out of the box. Other times you're going to have potential nightmares. But stay strong. Okay, that's not going anywhere. That's fun. So this goes way up here and probably over there. Interesting. That's not connecting anywhere. That one is. All right, so let's see where this goes. This would be pin number whatever. So that trace goes over here. Let me look at the bottom of the board, see if that gives me any clues. No. All this flex there. Yum, yum, yum. Let me clean that up a little bit. Yeah, my goal with these streams is to educate and entertain, obviously. But, you know, I have accumulated so much knowledge in the past 5+ years of me streaming and doing this stuff on YouTube that it makes me very satisfied to know that others are equally interested in this stuff, and because of myself and others like Bruce and Sean and other people who love to hack away on these things. There's so many of us these days. I can't name everybody. Mike and everybody, you know, who streams these repairs and stuff like that. You know, it's very exciting to just see this community being built. It's also very exciting when things want to work. All right, so we have to count the pins now because, yeah. All right, so it's this one here that's problematic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So 37 on that SCSI chip is supposed to go to, hold on, I'm scrolling. That's supposed to go to pin 2. Pin 2 of the SCSI header. So pin 2 should be like here. It says no. It says no. Huh. Huh. Computer says no. Well, if we take a look at the bottom of the board, where pin 2 is, I wonder if we'll see anything interesting. I mean, looks fine to me. But I'm going to slap it with some flux and reflow it just for the heck of it. Huh? Yeah, with eBay prices, you just got to, like, ignore them and laugh. I mean, somebody had a as-is, not working, Macintosh portable backlight version logic board. Just the logic board on eBay. They wanted $600 for it. $600 for a non-working as-is part. Now they had to make offer, so I offered them $100. They declined. I don't think that thing's selling anytime soon. And knowing how problematic those boards are, I doubt that's going to work right away. It's going to need some love. And they were like, oh, last time, you know, we tested it, it was fine. Then we took all the caps off, then we lost interest. It's like, something tells me that's not the whole story. All right, Bruce, we'll try and keep it exciting. Oh, what the hell? All right, so this goes there. Let's find a little point here. Just scrape, and let's just see if there's continuity between there and there, huh? I will also clean this because there's so much flux everywhere it's getting in the way. Well, thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate it. Good to know that these schematics are correct. Yeah, that's just not making a connection. Let's zoom in further to see like how that is possible. Because from this view, it looks like there shouldn't be any disconnections there, but we can go closer. All right, so this is the one we're concerned about. Let's follow this along. To grandmother's house we go. La 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 la. I mean, that looks fine. I see no problem with it visually. No problem at all. So let's bring out the multimeter again. And I apologize if some of this will be out of focus because I'm very zoomed in here. Yeah, there's just absolutely nothing. Bubkiss. But between that pin and 2 is fine. So there is certainly a break here. It is just not really visible to me. It could be this little sliver right here. These usually are very susceptible. Let's see if we get anything from here to here. Yep, that's where the break is, folks. Now, would you be able to see that without a microscope? No. There's a break from here to here. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. Oh, that's excellent, Thomas. Yes, there's a few others that I'm in the process of making. It's, you know, there's just so many different revisions of that. And when I do those board diagrams, I like to do my best to capture all the information I have. So I'll like want to measure the capacitors, and so I could find like replacements and all that stuff. Yeah, I can barely see it with the microscope as well. Let's go to maximum zoom here. This is as best as my microscope can go. And that's that. So let's bring out our multimeter again, just to prove that we are not going crazy here. And we go from here, beep, 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 to there. All right, so this, I'm gonna cut this out for like a YouTube thing. Hey, here's an example of a trace that looks to be good. However, it's bad. Because if we do our multimeter probe in continuity mode from here to here, oh wait, actually, let me record this so I don't have YouTube's potato quality. Recording, let's try, take two. Hey, so here's an example of a trace that looks okay, but it's actually bad. Let's take a look. If we have our multimeter in continuity mode, and we put the probes on this pad, it seems fine. And if we follow that to this trace here, we should have the beep as well. But we don't. So there's a break right here. And even with the microscope at full zoom in, we are having a very hard time seeing that. So yeah, there is a problem here, and we're going to have to run a little trace to fix that. All right, how did I do? Stop recording. Oh, goodness. Oh, good night, Dave. Take care. Yes, I did, Greg, and the continuity was fine. So, I mean, wake up. If you're going to comment, wake up, Greg. I'm barely awake. What am I talking about? All right, speaking of wake, where did I put the other spool of wire? There it is. Below the desk, in a good spot. Yeah, I would love that. You know, everyone says like, what superpowers would you have? I mean, all of like the force powers, obviously, but being able to shrink down, that would kick ass with these repairs. You'd just be like, oh yeah, let me solder that up for you. Does it work now? Oh goodness. All right, so what I'm going to do is make this complicated, because I know that if I just do a trace from here to here, it's going to be a pain in the butt. So I'm going to run a bigger trace from here all the way to up here, just so I have something to work with. And I think it's time to change my scalpel blade. Let me get out a new one. I believe the part is still right here. Let me move this box out of the way. Nope, not in that box. Perhaps it is in this box. Yes, there it is. It's a problem with cleaning up. It is very easy to lose things. All right. Well, I would just solder a bridge there, but I'm concerned that maybe there's going to be further problems. But yeah, see, that one doesn't look too hot either. Oh boy. And I need to grab my pliers. Ugh. Old man noises. Oh, the pliers fell behind the thing. I'll just use these. Excellent. All right. being very gentle. It looks like it's connecting, but there's clearly a break somehow, somewhere in this crazy universe. Oh boy. Well, we'll see. We could always come back to it, but I'd like to just try and get it on this way. Picking off the little piece. Come on. This flux is not helping. I don't really have the space here to use the scalpel as I normally would. Because the big floppy drive connector is right here. And the SCSI connector is right there. But I'm doing my best. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. Oi. They're not made of rubber. What are you talking about? Look at the space I'm working with here, Jay. There's like, I can't even move the damn thing. My hands are tied. All right, so let's use this little cable here. We'll see if my damn soldering iron can get in there. Probably not. See, I can move something in there. I just can't. I mean, I can put something in there. I just can't like move it too well. We shall see. All right, those are the crummy tweezers. Let's bring out the good ones here. Well, I'm not actually putting a lot of pressure on that, Jay. The angle just does not allow me to do that. All right, let's not melt any plastic, please. And that is not, the enamel's not burned off to my liking. The multimeter has had enough of me and has turned off. How frustrating. Oh, hold, please. So what I'm going to do to make my life easier is do what I should do, is just put a little dab of solder there. There we go. We'll do this with my hands, and then we'll get the tweezers involved. Oh, come on, just stay there for one moment, please. Thank you. All right, now we get the tweezers. Come on. There we go. And that's not going to go anywhere. Excellent. All right, and then that wire is going to come down here, and we're going to make a curve. And we're just going to, give us some slack here. But that should be fine. Ugh. And I need to heat the end of this too, just to burn the enamel off of this. We're going to do it hopefully gently. Where am I? I'm so zoomed in, it's so easy to get lost here. There we go. I will trim this. I'm not going to keep this the whole length, but just trying to burn the enamel off of this cable here. So let's clean that up. Sorry, I'm working a little slow here. My tools are just all over the place, and I am not as words hard to go. Yeah. I'll wake up eventually. All right, perfect. And you can't see anything. Sorry. Sorry. All right, now let's turn that around. Let's clean that up a little bit. That doesn't look terrible. I'd say that looks all right. And doesn't want to budge, that's okay. We're going to leave it alone for now. All right, so let's continue with the rest of these and see where they are not making connections, huh? Let's hope the rest of them are happy. Again, this one will make us go traveling. Whee! Excelente. This one. All right, and this one, probably the same. Thank goodness. And then this one, good. This one goes up and over. Where's this go? This goes up between those, over there, and maybe here? Was that it? No. Well, we'll figure it out. I might be repeating myself here, but oh no. Alright, so this goes up here between these two pins, around here, makes a curve there, goes here, follows this, goes over here, and it goes right under there. Maybe it goes there, but that wouldn't make sense of how they designed that. And I could barely fit my probe under there. I don't know if I could do that, but up here, down here, down here, yeah. So up, yeah, but it looks like here we have the same suspicious little little spot between the pad and the trace. And that looks to be having a connection. And of course my thing moved. Sorry. Are you kidding me? Again? How is this possible? All right, let's try that again, okay? Beep, beep, beep. At this point in time, I just want to thank everybody for watching. All right, good. So we are making a connection there somehow. And appreciate all of you folks who are sticking around. If you do like this content, please consider subscribing, liking the video, all that stuff. If you have not already done so, and if you have, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, so this goes up, round, between here, up, there, there, below here, there, up, and right freaking there, which I cannot touch with the probe. So I'm going to have to just do a little, let's just do one right here, because that'll be easy to patch up later on. Just trying to be very precise here. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this board. My back hurts too from looking at this thing. I'm just going to complain for the rest of the stream. What else is new? All right, so let's see. It's actually making a connection all the way there. How about that? But this, let's see where the hell this is supposed to go, huh? And we have to do our counting again because math is not my strong suit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So pin 30 on the SCSI chip goes to where? I'm looking at the schematic here. 30 goes to this line here, which goes down to pin 2 of the external connector, I think. 30, sorry, just following it. Yeah, that should go to pin 2 of the external connector. So let's use a little paperclip dealy or something. What do we have? There we go. I could just shove in the port there. It is numbered, I think. Yes. Maybe? 15, 20, I'm confused. Well, that should be 2, so. If not, we'll try the other way. That should be 1, or maybe this is 1. Oh boy. Because 2 should be, oh wait, that should be 2. Sorry. Sorry. That's very strange. Very, very strange. Yeah, sorry you can't see this right now. I'm just trying to figure this out. So pin 2, let's just work this out mathematically here. Don't worry, no math is involved. That's pin 2, all right? So pin 2 is there. Might as well switch to the above view so you can see something, maybe. All right, so pin 2 is there. If I hold my probe on the back of pin 2, which is not going to hold it delicately. So I probe there. That's not going there. And that's not going there. So the little via, where this is supposed to be going, is apparently not doing its job, which is annoying because it is between the board, and there's really no way I could do that. Oh boy. So if I'm correct here, that little via is the problem. Because it makes the connection there. But once I go down that via, it no do. It no do. Hello, Computer Hobby Shop. How's it going? And I apologize if I have not been catching up with the chat. I am stumped here as to what's going on with this trace, and it's just a little bit baffling. So I'm going to double check some things here just to make sure I'm counting correctly. I'm going to recount these thingamajigs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So pin 30 from the SCSI chip goes to CD, which is pin 46 on the SCSI connector, which should be, get my probe out again, which should be here, like on this side. And it's not going there. Oh, how about that? What the hell? So that is going there. Okay. And let's confirm that this is going to, well, I don't know why it wasn't working before when I was dragging it, but maybe it just was not happy. But I'm happy if it's happy. That should go to pin 2. And it does. All right, well, how about that? Next. Okay, so that was pin 30. So this is 31. So 31 goes where? Just looking at the schematic. 31 goes to ground. So that should just go to ground. One of the grounds. Any ground. Pick a ground. Great. All right, so that goes where it's supposed to go. Now let's test these, which should be a little bit easier to find out. That might have a break too. Are you kidding me? Yep. Okay. 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 All right. Yep. Cool. Awesome. Nice. Sweet. Radical. Tubular. Bodacious. Awesome sauce. Let's go back to this guy. Alright, it's just a little crusty. Should be fine. Excellent. I think that's okay. All right, so let's get this chip out of here and take a look at the underside of it. Yeah, that's a bit nasty. It's a wee bit nasty. Look at all that crud. Cowabunga. All right. Let's clean the hell out of this chip. I wish I had one of those fancy things Bruce has, which basically held the chip so like you could scrub it and do all this stuff to it without, you know, it floating around. Just put a little. I don't have much of this flux left, so I'm being very frugal with it. Thank you. Yeah, this microscope is a little blurry right now, blooming, but that is my fault. I have to clean it. But yeah, this microscope is great. There is a link on my website somewhere to this microscope, but I believe they don't sell this particular model. They sell like a very similar one. I need a bigger thing here. So you might have to look around. There are budget alternatives. Bruce at Brankus Creation did a great video. He's not here, he's going shopping right now, but he did a great video about some budget alternative microscopes. Suggest you check that out if you're interested in one. Mmm. Delicious. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I switched to my older microphone, and it still didn't work. Because this Mac hates me. Alright, let's try and sort this out. One moment, putting the lapel back on. Yeah, I did not notice that. Thank you in the chat for saying audio. I would not have realized for another half hour, I'm sure. Move down this cable, down my shirt. It tickles. Clip this on. Hello, hello. All right, sweet. Okay. Let's try this again. So I was saying this chip is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Like, really disgusting. So disgusting, I wish I had 3 hands so I could clean this correctly. But we'll do our best with 2. Look at all the goo ooze out of it. Because it's just caught between the pin and the other side of the chip. Just like disgusting goo. Oh, it smells awful. El Barfo. I like that. El Barfo. It's like crud all here. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of all of this. Be very careful. I don't want to break this chip. And the rest of it doesn't look terrible. I mean, some of them look nicer than others. I guess I'm just going to have to do this carefully. See you later. Thank you very much for the super chat and for hanging around. Greatly appreciate it. We're just going to go pin by pin. Try and heat this up and just push any other crap towards the areas where we can actually clean up. We're going to have to do multiple passes on this. Ugh, old crusty crap. Yeah, I'm going to continue using the solder wick, but I'm also having the problem of I can't hold... Actually, it's pretty stuck on with flux to the surface of my bench here. So let's see if I could just get away with that and take advantage of it here. Some of this is just disgusting. Hot. Yowza. Oh, that's hot. Ow. I burned my finger. It's not too bad. I'm okay. Just rinse and repeat. And repeat again, and again, and again. In theory, I could use some hot air, but see, like, there's sticky gunk between a lot of these, and I'm not sure if that's going to get all of it off. I mean, I could try my best. There's like a little solder ball here. There's a few over here. See, by comparison, this side isn't that bad, but there's still crap there. Definitely a bunch of crap there. Ugh. And we get to do this with the other chip too. Yay! I mean, this explains why SCSI wasn't working. And those trace breaks, you know, those weren't helping either. Yeah, Computer Hobby Shop. Yeah, this is one of those fun challenges to tackle. And I apologize again for the microscope not being perfectly in focus. It is for my eyes, but that doesn't necessarily translate well to the camera. Just gonna see if I could bubble that up enough for it to dissipate. Come on, no. This looks like it actually was falling off a little bit. That's scary. Can we save it, please? Yes, I think we can. I wish I had a third hand. I'm gonna do this very slowly. Yeah, I try, because if I don't have patience, I make stupid mistakes and break things. Yeah, look at all that crud there. That doesn't help. Time to stand up. I just stood up, Apple Watch. I was reconnecting my microphone and I stood up. Hold on, let me put something heavy like that there. And I can just heat this up and just slightly suggest it move. There we go. Yes, I do have the little fan on. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't even see me. Hi. I have this little gooseneck of a fan that is fairly close. I'll raise the speed of it though. The legs are vanquished. Or vanished, what'd you say? Vanished. The gunk is gone. Let's hope we don't have to do that. Alright, so we were just fixing up this one here. Wait, yeah. Alright, so that should be a little bit better than what we had before. I don't know how it got so crooked. I wasn't really putting much pressure on it, but... Alright, let's continue. I mean, this board will go in an ultrasonic cleaner, so it's like, you know, we will have it cleaned. It which is good. Might have to twist this slightly. Yeah, there's still some gunk and green on here. 4 pins to the left. Well, I've twisted it. 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's still a heck of a lot of gunk in here. And it's hard to do this under the microscope because I only have such little clearance here. There, that should be a little bit better. All right, let's continue. Let's use some more flux and some repeated help here. Sorry if I'm a bit of low energy. I had a long day today, and I saw my friend Bruce streaming, and I said, well, I could do a little bit of that. And here we are. Yeah, it smells good when you're dying. All right, so this looks a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to clean up some of the edges here a little bit with the solder braid, but that's looking pretty better. Pretty better than before. My goodness. Oh, well, thank you very much, Computer Hobby Shop. May I strongly suggest you also subscribe to Brankus Creations. He was streaming just before me. The name is spelled like Branchus, but Brankus Creations. He does a bunch of recapping guides for old Macs and similar repairs to what I do. I've learned a lot from him, so I think he'd be right up your alley. This is the SCSI chip for the Macintosh SE 30. That's what we are focusing on. And thank you very much, Thomas. That's greatly appreciated. All right, so let's get what remains of my solder wick here and try and clean this chip up, or what at least what we can. So I'm going to start from this side. And again, apologies if it's going to be out of focus for you folks. I'm going to try my best to get it. Okay, there we go. There's Bruce at Brankus Creations. Right as I was mentioning him. His ears were burning. All right, so we're just cleaning up this SCSI chip, Bruce. We found like 3 or 4 broken traces on the logic board. That was fun. And I desperately want, Bruce, that little gizmo you have that's holding the chips, because these pliers are not suitable. Yeah. Oh, come on. Jeez, what a train wreck. Yeah, I'm gonna have to scrape some of this crap off of here. Get rid of some of these little daggers at the bottom. Is that a little solder ball up there? Get out of there. We don't need you there. This was, I think, the worst side of it. Oh, that sounds like a dream. I have no shortage of projects. My goodness. You want to come over and do some of mine? I have some backlog repairs. Plenty of them. All right, back to our friend, this SCSI chip socket, I guess, thing. Okay, cool. Whew. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 1 a.m. already. Okay, still about 40 people. That's okay. Hello, everybody who's still watching and sticking through. I'm just going to clean up some of these little traceroonies here. And we'll come back with our solder wick in a moment. That should be okay. Oh, the video output on the PowerBook 140? Is that what you're talking about? There's a bit of a delay in the chat, so I apologize if I'm mentioning something that has already been answered or talked about. All right, so it seems like all the connections are going where they should be going, too. So, yay! That means it's time to put the damn chip back on. Chip. Okay, let's do that then. Okay, and we follow the divot on the top of the chip right there. And we make sure we could put this in place carefully. Now it is not perfectly set, so we have to do our best here. That looks pretty okay. I'm going to start by tacking the corner here, just to give us enough wiggle room if we have to correct something here. Okay. I think I will keep it relatively the same. No. Every time I get the plunger, Bruce, well, to be honest, this only happened with the first one I had. I get the plunger, and then I go to plunge, and it shoots out like a frickin' rocket. So I've just not dealt with it. But I probably did something wrong. And I'm gonna just take this slow. I'm not gonna drag solder this as I sometimes would. Oh, that's a good idea, Bruce. I will try that. Now, I don't have the plunger for this specific Amtech sample that was sent to me. It was sent without a plunger, and the previous one plunger I had is of a different size, so it would not fit. So I cannot try that with this one, but I do need to order some new flux. And when I do, I will certainly try that out. So thank you for the tip, Bruce. Get that solder ball out of there. We don't need that. Now, unfortunately, this system had more problems than just the SCSI bus. It had memory errors and serial errors. So I don't think we're going to fix everything tonight, but at least if we could resolve some issues here, I'd feel a little bit confident about our path forward. There's a wee bit. There we go. I can see tiny little solder ball there. I will try and attack that in a moment. Of course, this will be a tricky one. Looks like I did that all right. I knew I was going to bridge one of them. Always buy this stupid plastic, huh? How am I going to get in there? All of my tools are wrapped around all of my other tools. Let's try this one more time. It is a tiny one, Bruce. It is a... It's one of the samples they sent out. I'll hold it up. It's a little tiny guy. See, it must be the 10 or the 15. There you go. That bodge wire goes to pin 2 of the SCSI connector, I think. I could be wrong, I forget. We did fix it. But there was a microscopic break, even zoomed into the microscope all the frickin' way. Very difficult to see. Alright, so now we have to deal with the back there. Yeah, it's the only one I still had when I ran out yesterday, and I'm like, oops, I should have ordered more flux. Oh, thank goodness I have this sample. So, oh gosh, this is fun. Oh, that's terrible. This is absolutely terrible. I'm not going to be able to do this under the microscope because there's simply no way there's enough room for me to put my soldering iron at that angle, so I apologize. Sorry, I keep touching the microphone because I think my chin is hitting it, but it's not, so I apologize for the noise. Let me get deep down with my eyes and see if I could do this. Now, this is no clean flux. You don't have to worry about it, but I do clean it up because I don't like leaving it on there. Excuse me. It's just very cramped working in that area, so let's hope I got everything. This will definitely need an ultrasonic clean, but at least it looks like all those are touching. And I'm going to go ahead and do a continuity test with every single one of those pins. Yeah, not all of the fluxes are no clean flux. This is specifically mentioning that, so I would double check before you buy anything what it says. Okay, that one might have to be redone. Those three need some touching up. And they'll bridge and whatever. We'll fix that up. Let's see if that helped. Nope. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. Just this one is a stubborn one. So even though there's plenty of flux there, I'm just adding a wee dab just to go bloop. Try that again. Yeah, that's very true. Don't trust the Amazon listing. Look for the part number and do the homework yourself by going to the manufacturer's website. All right, that's that side good. Let's test this side. Okay, that side's good, thankfully. It's hard to get an angle on this. That might not be connected, I guess. It is, hooray. Hooray! Now, this chip also has to come off, but I'm not doing that just yet. I'm going to clean the crap out of it, and then we're going to test it. Just to see if anything has changed. I'm also going to clean this a little. Even though it is no clean flux, I just like to try a little bit. I'm going to just drag solder this whole bunch just to get some of those gunky solder balls out, because I don't like the way that looks. We're going to have to take the chip off. I know we are, but I'm just curious. Very, very curious. Oh yeah, I could smell the stink on these. This is so gonna have to come off. Oh, this is disgusting. If you could smell this right now. This thing just got blasted with electrolytics. Let's take a look at this thing, huh? I am going the wrong way, aren't I? Yeah, let's tilt the whole microscope to the side and make it easier. I mean, not bad. I think I made some connections hopefully stronger. Let's just give it an old poke test. Sorry, there's a little fuzz on the edge of my scalpel. I'm not sure if that one is... I think it... Well, we could do our continuity test, duh. That would tell us for sure. I mean, I'm just going to test this, and then we'll go from there. Excellent. Let's test this son of a board. Who's ready to test it? I am. Oh boy. All right, so let's get this camera situated so you're going to be able to see what I see. Alrighty. So here is our Macintosh SE. Move this out of the way. Let's see what system's on this SD card. Just so we know if we're booting one that'll work for us or not. 1 second. Let's plug it in. Yes, Christopher, I could do that. Right, this is System 6 for a Mac Plus. That should boot on this. We'll see. All right, let's eject that SD card. Plug that back into here. All right, so this was pin 21, I think. Let me just double check. It was 21 on the SCSI chip, which is there. So 21 on the SCSI chip goes to D30. That is, sorry, 15 on the swim chip. Okay, so we get to do our test again. So let's just count that real quick. Move the camera back so you can see what I'm looking at. Sorry I'm not paying much attention to the chat. I was really focused on wiring this up. And some of this doesn't look too great, but we'll clean it up. Okay, so what was that, 21 to 30? Double check. Yes, 21 on the SCSI to 30 on the swim. So 21, I believe, is this one here, but we'll double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's 21. And then 15 on the swim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's no. That's a no. That is a no. Interesting. So that's 15. And that's supposed to be 21, right? Huh. Well, that's still not happy. Well, we could run a little jumper. I'm just curious what happens without the jumper. Let's just try... Well, you know what? No, it's supposed to be connected. Don't be stupid, Steven. Let's just do a little jump, and we'll figure that out. Figure it out. Just burning the enamel off of this wire. Okay, and I believe 15 is that there, but again, I can't remember things, so we're going to count. So 15 is right there. So I'm just going to do this very quick and dirty. just for testing purposes, this is not going to be permanent. We're just going to slap it on there. Very crudely, just for this test, if we could position it correctly. Great if I was using tweezers, but it's already in my hand, so. I need to put solder on the iron. How about that? Pro tip, put solder on the thing. Also pro tip, hold the damn thing correctly. These are great pro tips, folks. All right, that'll be fine. No. Just for now. Temporary. Only temporary. Because 21 is still not connected to 15. Where it's supposed to, apparently. I should have burned off the enamel on the other side of this, but we're going to do it a weird way. Okay. Yeah, this wire is 28 gauge. It might be a little overkill for this, but that's what I'm using. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 is right here. Just make a little cleaning up there, little scrapes, just so I can identify that in 2 seconds when I move my eyes away from it. Right there. Just a wee bit of flux there. If I could, there we go. That's plenty. It's more than plenty, but use our tweezers this time, like an adult. Oh, come on. This is fun. Having fun with my friends, doing the stuff. Oops. The good news is I burned the enamel off the wire. The bad news is I made a solder connection I didn't want to make. Hopefully that's okay for now. Let's double check that I counted correctly. What I do? What? That's pin 20. Count again. Okay, let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'll count again. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 11, 12. Wow. Late brain. No count good. Backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Hopefully that's okay. I will wait. I will wait. So on the SCSI chip, it is pin 21. And I was off camera when I counted, so we can count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the top. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 21. So we should be okay. Bottom row starts at 17. 17, 18, wait, what? This is pin 1, right? Where the little dot is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I mean, I'm counting the dot as 1, but my brain hard. It is hard think good at 1:30 a.m. Oh, that's right, Bruce. Has little pin numbers in every corner on the schematic. So if I go to this schematic, I'm using the redrawn schematic. So if I go to the schematic for the SCSI chip, oh, that's 12. So 12, yeah, 18 is in the corner, yeah. So the schematic shows me that this is pin 18, so 19, 20, 21. So we're good. And let's double check on the other side for the swim chip, just to make sure we're not going crazy here. Does that have a little thingamajig? It does not have a little diagram. The swim chip doesn't have the same diagram on the schematic unless I have to scroll. No, it does not. That's okay. The SCSI did, so that's all we need. No, no worries, Christopher. It's always good to double check. We don't want to send voltage or signals where we shouldn't. Okay, great. So let's move this over here. I'm going to switch the camera. I don't expect this to solve everything because we were having weird issues before. Yeah, this camera's a little too zoomed in because you're not seeing the desk part. It's on a wall mount, ceiling mount, so 1 gigahertz overclock. That'll be the day. All right, so let's get this sorted here. Where did my extension cable go? Ah, darn it. I moved it. Here it is. Thank goodness. Swap places here. You know what? I have this speaker. I'm just going to use this because easier. That out of the way. Plug in our SCSI to SD. Now we just need a power cord. And we are ready to test. Now this is with the customer's original ROM, which we were originally getting a CMAC error. So let's test it. 3, 2, 1. Hey, it chimed! How about that? We have a cursor. We have power to the blue SCSI. We have a floppy disk with a question mark, but it's not booting to SCSI yet. Let's try another SD card. But this is progress. I am excited. Let's try this. I'm going to just plug in an SD card into the computer real quick. Make sure I have one I used previously. One moment, please. Just give me a second. I'm going to open up this folder. System 7.1 should work beautifully. Let's change the SCSI ID to something appropriate. Alright, so this should be 7.1. Let's eject this. Let's undo that. Let's plug it into our Blue SCSI version 2 external. This is the DB25 model. I'm going to take the lid off to see the pretty lights. And close this window so I could see my streaming window properly. And let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. It chimed again. Yes, the SE case has the same analog board, so I use it to test my SE30 boards. That's why there's a little sticker on the top that says tester. You can't see it, but that's what it says. If this fails, I do have my floppy EMU, which is a floppy emulator, and I will boot from a floppy disk and just see if it even sees the SCSI bus. There might still be something loose, or yeah, it doesn't seem to be too happy. So let's shut this off. But at least it's booting from the ROM, the original ROM. I was not getting that to happen before. All right, so let me grab a keyboard and a mouse somewhere. Give me a moment. Here is an appropriate keyboard. Let me grab a cable and a mouse. Here's a mouse. Let me grab a cable. I believe there was one right over here, but then I cleaned up, so who knows? Oops. I'll move this back a bit so we have a bit more room. Hopefully you can hear me okay on the microphone. I'm trying not to shout. Sorry. Try the internal SCSI. Yeah, we could do that. We can certainly do that. Certainly. That requires me to find another cable. How ingenious. Here's a long ass SCSI cable. We'll use this one. So again, we have a blue SCSI Model 2 with a super long SCSI cable. So this is the internal edition of the blue SCSI Model 2, available at bluescsi.com. Alright, so we're just going to let that sit in a way where we could see the lights. Alright, and the floppy EMU is plugged in as well. So let's turn this sucker on. 3, 2, 1. Floppy EMU has power, and so does the blue SCSI, so that's good. Oh, you know what? This version of System 7 might have a weird system enabler. So, let's see if it'll boot from the floppy MU. I mean, it should ignore it, but you never know. So let's just boot up System 7 Tools. And it's booting from the floppy, so that's good. I've never had a boot from the floppy using the original ROM before on this particular model, so there you go. Oh yeah, the blue SCSI is great. I love it. I do have an Ethernet card for these systems, which is pretty neat. And an Ethernet card for the regular SE, I believe. Which has a very similar looking bus, but it's different. And there is a bit of noise coming from the analog board. That's always been the case with this particular system. It is still booting from the floppy. It's just taking its sweet time. I think we only have 4 megs of memory or something like that. Okay, the desktop is loaded with the floppy disk. It's still loading. My goodness. System 6, this ain't. Alright, so we have the trash, we have the floppy disk, we do not have the hard drive. It is recognizing 4 megabytes of memory, which is a sin for an SE30. So let's see if the hard drive setup sees anything. It doesn't look like it's finding anything. Yep, detection failed. Unable to locate a suitable drive connected to the SCSI port. I am curious if we plug both an internal and an external if it would solve anything. I doubt it. But the system is somewhat working. I'm going to reboot it and we're going to do a test with the Snooper application in System 6. There's a special floppy that I have. And that'll see if the memory errors have gone away. So I'm going to restart. And so we're going to boot up from this emergency System 6 disk that has a bootable system with Snooper. And that's a diagnostics app. It is available on MacintoshGarden.org. I put it there. I bought the floppy, or someone donated. I forget exactly which for that version of Snooper. But I shared it because it's very useful. The blue SCSI does not require any patch version of the disk tools, which is great. Alright, so here we are with Snooper version 2.0. Emergency disk here. I'm going to uncheck everything. I want to do things manually. RAM, PRAM, clock. Let's do these first, because if we do something it doesn't like, it may freeze the system. I was getting memory errors last time, so hopefully we don't run into that again. It's making it pretty far though. Oh, test failed. Bad. Okay. Yep, there's the bus error. Okay. So we're not out of the woods yet. There is still something wrong with the memory of this system. Let's reboot. Yay, problems. I just want to test the serial and the SCSI again. I'm sure there's more badness on this board. There has to be. Yeah, I have one of those F1 version of the blue SCSI, the desktop ones. The version 2s have quite a few advantages, especially if you have a Power Mac. All right, let's do the PRAM and the clock test. All right, PRAM's okay. Yes, I would try and recover that. That sounds very useful. All right, so those tests passed. Let's try SCSI. I bet this is going to fail. Oh, wait. Let's stop. I don't want to do all of this. I just want to do SCSI. Yep, it's not detecting anything, so that's not good. And if we do a printer and a modem port test, it's probably going to fail as well. And it might freeze. Well, the cursor's still moving, but I believe it froze. Because I can't click anything. So yeah, there is still quite a lot going on with this machine, although we did make some progress. We did make some progress. I did try the SCSI with the Ethernet emulation, and I made a video about it with my Mac LC3. You could check for that on my YouTube channel here. Just do a search for that. It works great. Oh, that's great, Computer Hobby Shop. I love it. All right, so let me shut this down. It's getting pretty late here, so I might start wrapping it up. I don't know how much energy I have left to diagnose this thing. We are still getting almost all of the problems that we had before, except it now at least boots up with the original ROM, where it did not previously. Previously it would only boot if we had the big mess of wires ROM plugged in. Oh boy. Oh, dumpstered. Oh, that sucks. Let me try and go back here. All right. So, we did make some progress. Some of these chips look suspect. This UE10 chip, which is, I don't know what exactly. Let's find out. UE10 is a DSC, digital signal controller? I'm not sure. That has a lot of crud around it, so we're going to have to clean that up. The sound chips did have a lot of crud, but they sounded like they worked. These little RAM MUX chips here, I do have replacements for them. So I will be checking those out. Maybe they have failed. So I could maybe do a test or just start swapping them and see what happens. Wouldn't also be a bad idea just to retouch and reflow the memory modules here, just to make sure. And figure that out. Missile command clone, nice. Other than that, this board has seen better days, obviously. We are still missing a connection between the SWIM chip and the SCSI chip, which is concerning because, I don't know, there's a little, very proud solder ball there. Hopefully doesn't seem to be touching anything. But anyway, we're still getting some issues. At least the machine is booting from the original ROM. We did not have that before. Still not seeing anything SCSI related. So that's not fun. Yeah, we're going to attack the SWIM chip next. I'm going to remove that, and just like we did with the other chip, and resolder that down. So we'll have to do that in another stream. And we'll go from there. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow or Monday, depending on what I have going on. Other than that, everything looks seemingly okay. Even these UE8, UF8, UG8 chips look okay. And it is not giving the schematic anymore, which is great, because that's what it was doing with the original ROM. But obviously things are still not connecting properly. So we'll have to continue on that. We've been going for about 2 hours and 33 minutes here. It is 1:49 a.m. So I think we're going to pause here. Just swap it out. Well, I don't want to swap it out just yet. I have a feeling that maybe something isn't making a proper connection. So we're going to double check on that. I would like to pin out all of the connections on the chip again with everything in place. It could be that everything is connected from the chip to these vias, but maybe not to the other chips on the board. There was a lot of green on some of these, especially this swim chip. And since that was not making a connection there, something is obviously not happy, and I would assume other things are not connected. But we will have to dig into that another time. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to like the video. That tells YouTube that this has been engaging content, and I hope it has been. Yeah, and I have a huge backlog of past streams and videos, so if you really want to watch more, I suggest you go back and check that out. There is a video about the raw SCSI that I did. There's also a video about a video scaler that I did, and a bunch of other fun stuff. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all the super chats. It is late. I'm going to go to bed, and I'll be on the Retro Maccast in about 6 hours or something like that. They do their live stream for their podcast in the morning. So I'll be on the Retro Maccast in the morning, and I'll try and be awake for that. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. Do appreciate everything. Happy Macintosh soon. Good night. Don't forget to PM me if you want to Macintosh the new SE30 board. Well, if you want to communicate with me, the best thing is able. Mac84TV as in television at gmail.com. It's also in the about section of my channel. Mac84TV as in television at gmail.com. But that's about it for now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care and have a good night. Bye. Oh, I had to click the end button twice. Oops.